Well, hello there. TCAPs are over. Yay. And we finally get to get back into our reading book. And I'm so glad we're beginning Module 9 today. And this module is called Global Guardians. I'd much rather be reading a new story than having to do those old crazy TCAP practices like we've been doing for 3 weeks now. So anyway, we're ready to get back on track with our stories and looking forward to seeing what this module holds for us. This last 3 weeks of school, we're going to be finishing up this module here. So let's start off with a quote from Lady Bird Johnson. It says, "The environment is where we all meet. It's the one thing all of us share." So let's think about what that means. The environment is where we all meet. It's the one thing all of us share. Well, what is that? What do you think that means? It's where we all meet. Well, we all go out into the environment, right? We all have an environment. We all are in the world. We all share this earth. We're all on planet Earth and the different environments we find ourselves in on planet Earth. It's the one thing we all share, and it's where we all meet. And if our environment is unhealthy, it affects all the other environments around us too. And so we've got to be global guardians. We've got to take care of our Earth. We don't want to pollute and do these things that we're going to be reading about the next 3 weeks that can harm our environment, because it's where we all meet. It's something that we all share. So as we get into this module, we're going to ask ourselves this essential question. What can people do to care for our planet? Let me show you a couple pictures. You can look at them a little more closely when you go through your slides today. So this is one of my favorite spots to go on a hot summer day. This is the Little Pigeon River. It's up in the Smoky Mountains where you can go and have a picnic. So there's some picnic tables all around. And then after you eat your picnic, you can walk down to this little river, the Little Pigeon River. And it's nice, cool. You probably wouldn't want to get in it right now. It'd probably feel really cold. But it's this nice, cool water in the summertime. Oh, maybe July or late June, when it's so hot, you just don't want to be outside. And you go put your feet in this water like I did. Oh, it feels so good. That looks like a snake or something. It's just a rock there beside me. But I turned around so my wife could take my picture. But I got on out in this water, sat on that rock and put my feet in. It felt so cool and so nice. But what would this look like if there was trash laying everywhere? Or there's plastic bottles floating down the river? Or over here in the woods, there's all this junk. There won't be because it's a national park. It's protected, but it wouldn't be quite as nice. And if there's a bunch of trash in the water, I'm not going to feel nice and fresh when I get out. I'm going to feel dirty. But this mountain water is so clean and fresh. I just love getting in it. But we've got to be global guardians. We've got to take care of the environment. And what can we do to care for our planet is the question we're going to look at first on this Get Curious video. So let's take a look at it.
I was just like you. I watched as bees and butterflies disappeared, oil spilled into the ocean, and floods destroyed cities and towns. I thought no one could do anything about it, until I met some young people who also care about our world.
I learned that pesticides and herbicides can kill important insects like bees and butterflies. Plus, these chemicals wash into our streams where they kill frogs and toads. I worked with my neighborhood organization to show people that using chemicals on their yards can affect the natural ecology all around us.
I was just trying to wash my hands at our town's public park, but the water pressure was so high that it hurt. I wondered if water was being wasted, so I ran some experiments. I discovered that turning down the water pressure under a sink can save a lot of water and actually make it easier to wash your hands. Water conservation also saves money by reducing the energy needed to treat and pump water.
One day, I realized that when you throw something away, it doesn't just disappear. It gets added to a huge pile of trash. So I started collecting empty printer ink cartridges from businesses. Then, when I have enough,
I send them to the manufacturer where they recycle them into new products. It turns out there are a lot of things you can recycle, and some places will even pay you for it. I'm donating my proceeds to an animal sanctuary.
What can you do today to help safeguard the environment?
All right. Well, there's some kids who were global guardians, and one of them even made some money doing it. So you might want to check into that. Think about something you can do around your house, around your neighborhood, with your parents' permission to help protect our planet, help care for our planet. Maybe you can make some money while you're doing it. All right. So we're going to be thinking about things like that this module. There are some words we're going to see and going to be using. And these 4 words right here are those. The words in the chart will help us talk and write about selections in this module. There are big idea words. Which words about protecting our planet have you seen before? And which ones are new to you? The first word here is ecology. Ecology. Ecology is the relationship between the living things and their environment. So everything has a relationship in our environment. Think about your backyard. So in my backyard, there's squirrels that run around. There's lots of birds because we have some bird feeders out there. There's my cat, Shasta, who tries to catch the birds and squirrels. And there's some rabbits that unfortunately like to get in my garden. And right on the other side of my backyard are some cows. And they come up to my fence. Unfortunately, they like to eat my blackberry vines or the blackberries off my vines that grow on my fence line that I put out there. So I don't like my cows doing that. But we all have this ecology, the relationship between the living things. So if I put some kind of poison in my garden that killed insects, and then the bird ate one of those insects that got the poison, what do you think is going to happen to the bird? It might die. It might get sick from the poison too, right? Or I like to keep my fence line really clean and not let grass grow up on the fence line. So I get this stuff called Roundup. Don't play with it. It could kill you if your dad or mom has any. But I get it and I spray it on the fence line to make sure the weeds and stuff grow on the fence line, because you can't mow where there's a fence, right? But sometimes I wonder and I worry, what if those cows come over there and eat some of that grass under the fence while I just sprayed it? It could hurt them. Those cows are expensive. That farmer that owns the cows, he may not like me hurting his cows. Or what if my cat went over there and played in it? Would it get sick? So, we affect each other when we do things in our environment. It's the ecology is the relationship between the living things and the environment. Recycle. If you recycle something, you put it through a process so it can be reused. I bet you've heard that word before, right? That's probably one of the words you've heard. You probably do some recycling. Conservation. We've talked about this word before. Conservation is the act of saving and protecting the environment. 4th grade used to go to conservation days at Cherokee Park. We haven't done it in a couple of years now, but we used to go there every September. And we would go, and these people from the National Park Service would show us how they would show us animals that live around us. They would show us maybe animal skins, animal furs that live around us to show us how big they were. We would go down into the woods, and they would show us different kinds of trees and plants and show us how to protect them. That was a conservation day. It was a really fun day at the park. Conservation is protecting the environment. And sanctuary. A sanctuary is where people or animals go to be safe from danger. So we have some animal sanctuaries around the area where you can, maybe like a bird sanctuary, where you could go and see lots of birds. No hunting is allowed there. So lots of birds like to get on these places. So let's look at these words in a sentence. Ecology, relationship between living things. I wrote about the ecology of the rainforest for my science project. Recycle. Remember to recycle the newspaper after you read it. We can trash it, or we can recycle paper, can't we? Conservation. People are working hard for the conservation of wildlife in this area, protect the wildlife. And sanctuary. The elephants are safe living in the animal sanctuary, place where they're protected from hunting. All right. Well, we have a quick little text we're going to look at just to get this module started today. And it's called the Eco Guardians, like ecology, right? So let's read these letters. November 19th from Amelia Garcia. That's Gardenia's sister, Amelia, right? Gardenia Garcia. She's the Vice President of Global Solutions, Active Environmental, 500 Main Street, Waco, Texas, 76633. Dear Miss Garcia, we are the Eco Guardians, a group of students who are passionate about ecology and conservation. Our faculty advisor, Catherine Leominster, suggested we contact you since you're an expert on environmental issues. Plus, you were her college roommate. We would appreciate your advice on ways to help the environment. One of our ideas is to host an annual environmental awareness day in our town in which residents could pick up trash in conservation areas and educate others about recycling, biking, and other ways to help the environment. Can you recommend other activities? We have another idea too. Our city has several acres of vacant land, and some people want to develop it and put up buildings. However, we think the land should become a sanctuary for birds and animals. It has a lot of trees, a pond, and some marshland, so it seems ideal for this purpose. Do you have any thoughts on how we can help make this happen? We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for your time. Sincerely, Jolena Walker, the Eco Guardians. P.S. Please remember to recycle this letter. It's always better to reuse things, even paper. And then they got a response back, December 1st, to the Eco Guardians, Peabody Elementary School, 70 Ridge Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 02140. Dear Jolena and the Eco Guardians, I'm responding to your letter about helping the environment. Let me start by saying I'm delighted the Eco Guardians exist. Earth's future is in the hand of young people like yourselves, and your efforts can help make a clean, green world for generations to come. An Environmental Awareness Day sounds terrific. You might consider planting trees or starting a community garden, or both. People love getting their hands dirty. When they see a sapling grow or a seed sprout, it brings them closer to nature and makes them care about protecting it. The sanctuary is also a wonderful idea. It would preserve many animal habitats and provide a place for people to enjoy nature. I suggest asking your parents to start a petition. If many people sign the petition, your town may decide to set aside the land rather than develop it. Make sure the petition describes the land's natural features and some of the animals that live there. The more people know, the more likely they'll be to support you. Thanks so much for writing, and please let me know how your projects go. Also, please say hello to Miss Leo Minster for me. She was the best roommate in the world. Sincerely, Amelia Garcia, Vice President of Global Solutions, Active Environmental. P.S. I probably don't need to remind you to recycle this letter. All right, so there's a couple letters from people who want to be global guardians. These students wanted some advice from a professional about how they can protect their environment. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about. I want us to look next at our type of words we're going to have for spelling. Haven't done spelling in a few weeks, but we're going to get back at it this week. So this week we are looking at words with vowel-vowel syllable division pattern. Vowel-vowel words have two vowels in the middle. The two vowels are pronounced separately, and the word divides between the vowels. So let's look here. Dual, dual. So dual, dual. Annual. The separation is between the U and the A. Between the two vowels that are together. Theater. Diet. Radio. Violin, violin. Period. Giant. Create. Area. Wait. That one's kind of hard to separate, isn't it? Wait. Is there really a division there in weight? I don't know. I think of that as a one syllable word. Quiet. Quiet. Dial. Variety. Fluid. React. Shoe. That's just one syllable word. Cereal. Fuel. Diagram. Poetry. Sad is one syllable. Beast is one syllable. Detail, that's one syllable too. D and tail, that's a different kind of pattern there, but we've still got the two vowels in the middle. duet. Okay, so that's what our spelling words are going to be like this week. And let's go over the spelling list for the week. You might want to write these down to make sure you have them so you can study them. A couple of them are a little bit tricky. So idea, notice all of them have two vowels together. Idea, lion, usual, radio, liar, poem, India. That's a proper noun, isn't it? It's the name of a country. Piano, January, another proper noun, name of a month. Quiet, poet, science, diary, violin, period. February, name of a month, proper noun. Don't forget that R after the B. A lot of people leave that off. Cereal, video, meteor, rodeo, visual, create, genuine, and patriot. So that's our spelling list for this week. If you want to study those. Okay, so today what I'm going to have you do is go back and take a look at those words, those 4 words we looked at a minute ago for vocabulary for the module. You have a little assignment to match those up. Use your book. Also, we're going to be doing a little on the last slide today. You'll have to turn your slides in today. On this last slide, you're going to be finding the errors in these paragraphs about Flag Day. Since we're getting close to summer, we're going to look at some summer holidays this week and find the errors in the paragraph. So what you have up here is kind of like when we did those multiple choice questions. You've got these yellow circles. There are 17 of them because there are 17 mistakes in these 2 paragraphs. What I want you to do is find the 17 mistakes and put the circle on them. So I'm going to help you on this first line. There's 2 of them in this first sentence. Flag Day is an American holiday. America is the name of a country. That should be capitalized. So I'm going to put one on the A in American. It's an American holiday celebrated on June 14th. June should be a capital J because it's the name, it's proper noun, it's the name of a month. So there's the first 2. So that's how you're going to do it. Just put the circles on the mistakes, okay? I want to put both these back up here. You know the first 2. Just want to do that to show you. So put the little circles on any of the mistakes you see. You should use all 17 circles. Find the 17 mistakes in these 2 paragraphs and turn your slides in today, okay? All right, the other thing you'll be doing today is the vocabulary words that we looked at and matching them to their meaning. So I'll let you get started. We'll get into a story tomorrow called Luz Sees the Light that we'll be reading this week. All right, thanks for listening, and I'll let you get to work.